Dark Souls, the original get good or get pwned game with its reputation of brutal difficulty. I remember my first time going through this game, death after death, seeing that ominous text appear, "You died." Getting to level 50 before killing the Capra Demon because I was so noob, I thought leveling stats up equally was the way to get stronger. How does this game stand today? After games like Elden Ring or Sekiro, does this still stand up to being a brutal trudge? Or is it easier than I remember? Well, let's find out. I first take off my armor as it's too heavy for my frail, weak noob build. Then I run away from the Asylum Demon as there is no way for my noob self to take him on. Then I make my way through the Undead Asylum, dodging arrows, picking up a shield and sword, and slaying undead that are more noob than me. I plunge my 32-inch blade into the Asylum Demon, then proceed to hack and slash his backside till he no longer has a health bar. Then, I get carried away by the Pokemon Honchkrow back to its nest in the Firelink Shrine. I scrounge around like a vagrant for items, then make my way up to the Undead Bird, failing noobs along the way. We say hi to the Big Red Chicken before making our way to the merchant hiding from his responsibilities and purchase a large amount of arrows. With them bought, we begin popping our consumable souls for... Wait, what? Over 1 million souls? The game must have glitched out, but with that, we level up higher than the level requirement meant to fight the Capra Demon. We then begin scouring the Undead Burg for items and send this Black Knight to the Starry Knight and pick up his sword, which has a 0.1% chance to drop. How is this happening? The last time I played this game wasn't near this cheese. I try to cut this flaming barrel, and then head down to take out Havel. And with our newfound strength, turn him into the rock he strives to be, allowing him to be the headstone for his own grave. His ring will help us with our equip load now, so we can equip some better armor to not look like a total noob. I then find this crystal lizard cowering in this barrel, slay him, and gain his twinkling stone, and go to slay the Taurus demon with a wait, really? One shot? The game must have glitched out again. I go talk to this cosplayer, then try to rush across the bridge. I rush across this bridge guarded by the big chicken, then open the gate leading to the chapel. I use some more consumable souls for... What the heck? How am I getting so many souls from a consumable? I make my way to take out some noobs and stab this pig where the sun don't shine. I then use his decapitated head as a helmet and find a very colorful shield, then make my way around and open the closed gate leading to the chapel. Send this giant soldier to the afterlife and remember another Black Knight hiding on top of a tower. So I go and, take care of business. I then make my way to the old blacksmith who has no name. I use more consumable souls, so many souls, and upgrade my sword twice as our damage has been falling off. I then purchase some items from the blacksmith, and then I make my way back to the chapel and get overrun with undead and get stabbed through a wall by the channeler, who proceeds to run away. I save this man from his cell and become my inner murder hobo and take his ring. I then take on the gargoyles. The fight goes as expected. With them slain, we ring the first bell. We buy some items from the black market merchant and make our way back down to the chapel and get revenge on the channeler and head back down to the Firelink Shrine. We open some chests with useless items and re-dead some skeletons who are guarding some items. We pop more consumable souls for... Wait, what? That's almost 1 million souls. We then give our Firekeeper soul to the caged cosplaying waifu. We jump to this roof for an item. Then we let the Pokemon Honchkrow take us back to the Undead Asylum. We are so heavy now that we break the floor and have to fight the Asylum Demon's edgy brother. I use a strategy known as make his HP bar empty before he makes ours empty. We go fight this Black Knight to pick up a peculiar doll, fight this Black Knight guarding a corridor, slay this knight for his shield, open a door, and get a ring, and make our way back to the Firelink Shrine. We head back to the Undead Burg to use a shortcut to get back to the tower near the Big Red Chicken. Oh, I forgot to lower the ladder. There. We slay some dogs and hack through doors to kill some sneaky guys, and then we faced my old nemesis, the Capra Demon, and whack him with the flat of our blade a few times till he bursts into white smoke. We then unlock another shortcut, then purchase some items from another caged waifu. We then track down to this unsanitary kitchen, slaying dogs and butchers. We save this man in a barrel. We then get greeted by the slime who doesn't know about personal space, and find the bonfire in the depths proper. After we rest, we decide to teach this man about physics, help rid this infestation of rats, and find a sneaky channeler and teach him about gravity and sharp edges. After overcoming these obstacles, we make our way through the depths, finding a wide open area where our big pointy buddy, the gaping dragon, crawls from the muck. He seems mad at us for some reason, so we proceed to empty his health bar to teach him a lesson on friendship and betrayal. After that, we proceed to Blighttown, and we get lost for several hours before we make it to the bottom of this accursed unholy cesspit, where we book it across the poison swamp and head into Quelaag's domain. We battle this half-spider waifu, dodging her slashes and regurgitated fire and lava, and emerge victorious, and head down to ring the second bell. We use the shortcut in the Valley of Drakes and make our way back to the Firelink Shrine. We find some bozos and head back to the Nameless Smith. We head down to the basement of the tower and take on a big stone guy. We then proceed into the woods, where we are jumped by a handful of get-good scrubs. We then find some armor and begin to search for Sif, the cutest doggo in the world, for his supreme wisdom. We find Sif, who proceeds to teach us how to fight with a duel to the death. We slay him and take his ring. We then make it back to the Nameless Blacksmith and level up. What? 99 endurance already? Man, that infinite soul's We then head to the towering Sin's Fortress, where we battle snake men, snake wizards, and scythe pendulums, and a myriad of traps and tricks. We reach the top and take out a giant who's been throwing firebombs at us and proceed to fight a giant suit of armor who twists his ankle and falls to his death. We are then grabbed by some demon guys and make our way to Anor Londo. Man, such a beautiful city. But you know what they say about beauty? It's deadly. Just like giant soldiers, winged demons, and silver knights who are shooting a constant barrage of arrows at you, who, if you get close enough, can just, point blank, knock you to your death. Yeah, we decide to go and teach that guy a lesson so he doesn't spread. He knows our weakness about gravity. We find a fireplace that has a hidden secret to it, which we decide to whack the wall, leading us into a room full of chests, where we find some of the best armor in the game. And now we no longer have to get good, because we have Havel's armor. We use our newfound power to fight Noobsbane, Ornstein, and Smo. We focus on the speedy Ornstein, and his defeat helps Smo unlock his latent Super Saiyan powers, giving him a growth spurt, though we ourselves have a higher level of Super Saiyan 2, and proceed to hack and slash this man to become the victors. We then take this weird elevator up to this big-bosomed waifu who gives us the Lord Vessel, and head back to the Firelink Shrine, where we meet a sinister serpent who takes us to a shrine beneath the Firelink Shrine to place the Lord Vessel. We then pal around with some bones in the graveyard and head down to the catacombs, mostly running from the undead, where we soon fight the pitiful Pinwheel. Man, even a Magikarp is stronger than this guy. Can't even hit me for very much damage at all. And it's here where we decide to go down through the Tomb of Giants, but this area and the boss therein is so bad it decides to corrupt my footage, leaving me with only the footage I have of defeating Nito himself. After that, we speedrun down to the demon ruins and face off against Ceaseless Discharge and fight him the intended way. With him defeated, the lava cools, we unlock a shortcut and face off against the Asylum Demon's Too Cool for School brother and take him down without much difficulty. Get lost in Lost Izalith before remembering I need to fight the Centipede Demon, not realizing that the Bed of Chaos is near the bonfire near the shortcut. Didn't even need to fight him. What was I doing? I have no idea. Then face off against the Bed of Chaos. At first, things go well, but he discovers my only weakness. Gravity. Who designed this boss anyways? Why make it like this? I mean, yeah, sure, 2 weak spots and then, you have to jump onto this small, little tiny root in the center, and this boss... This has got to be the most infuriating boss I've fought so far. But, even though falling to my demise over 3 times, we finally emerge victorious and take out the worst boss in the game. Actually, I don't know if he's the worst boss, but he's pretty bad. I don't really care for this guy. Well, we then warp back to Anor Londo and head to the Duke's Archive. We fight some crystal boys along the way and encounter Seath the Scaleless, but he knows another of our weaknesses. ledges about waist high, and we can't get to him or leave his room, so he cuts us to ribbons with sharp, crystally spikes, after which he imprisons us. After escaping our cell, some snake guy activates an old gramophone. I think that's what that's called. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. Anyways, he decides to also release some squid things, which we proceed to slaughter without issue. We deactivate the machine, get a key, and make our way out of the tower. Get confused by some staircases, and proceed to fall to our deaths a multitude of times in the crystal caves. Sometimes the environment is more deadly than any monster or trap. But we finally make it down to Seath, shatter his immortality crystal, and slay the scaleless fiend. We then head down to New Londo, fight some ghosts, and talk to this bozo. We use a key to open a way to the floodgate and empty the water from the city, fight some skeletons cosplayers, and drop down into the abyss to fight the 4 kings. We manage to beat one of the 4 kings before another one shows up, and finally defeat this foe, getting our final Lord Soul. We head back to Firelink and talk to the Weird Serpent Man to open the way to fight the final boss, Lord Gwyn. We tackle some Dark Knights and begin our battle with Lord Gwyn. I'm no good at parrying, so I have to fight this fight as intended. There are some close calls, but we emerge victorious. With that, we finish Dark Souls.
Hey there, gamers!
What's up?
Did you enjoy the video?
If you did,
Go ahead and smash that like and subscribe.
maybe leave a comment.
We're so close to 18 million subscribbles.
With your help, we could reach that goal today.
Smiley face,
And happy gaming.